Hi, welcome back to the All Scale Slot Car Den. I'm Dennis, and in this video, I'd like to show what is essentially a nice byproduct of a change I made recently to my Carrera digital slot car track. And this is an analog track that I like to set up from time to time. This is a Scalextric, and due to space restrictions in my house, I already have this room as my slot car room, and I have a space in the garage, as you know if you follow the channel, for my HO cars, a nice HO setup in the garage. But occasionally I like to run some analog cars. I have a lot of fun with them, and I don't like to equip all of my cars with the digital chips. It can get very expensive, and I like to kind of keep the cars as they are. If they come with a DPR ready, such as Pioneer, Scalextric, or slotted, have easy to change, where you can slip in a plug and play chip, and then you can always remove it to restore it to its natural analog condition. I'll do that. So I do that from time to time for some cars, but other cars, especially if they're not equipped with plug and play stuff, I don't like to do that. I don't like to tear into cars and start carving things out sometimes that it's necessary to do things like that. So I don't like to get involved. So I just run the analog cars in the pure form that they're in. And that requires setting up an analog track. And so I'll do that on top of my Carrera track, my digital track at times. And I'll set it up and leave it for a little while and run some analog cars, that whatever, if it's time for maintenance, some oil and some grease on them. As I run cars, as I bring them out, I'll say, I haven't run this in a long time, and I'll take it out and I'll make sure it's got its lubricants and it's all set to go. And so when I do that, I like to have fun and set up a nice track. Sometimes I'll set it up in the floor in the living room, but it's so much easier setting it up here. And in the past, just carving my way around here, around the digital track, and whatever little, ornaments I have set up on the track. I usually have to slide things over and mess a lot of stuff up. And one of the nice things in the setup that I currently have, the newer setup, is that I found my way around with this Scalextric track to work its way around, to have a nice little course with very little disruption to much of anything at all. I basically set it up and I winged it, whatever I can weave my way around. I was thinking about going over there and coming back here, doing kind of like a big sort of oval that way. But I like this little kind of crook here and work my way through. And I found a way through, a nice little path that did not disrupt anything. The only thing was, no, actually, I took these out because I was going to come through here. These are some pit crews that I set up for my grandkids, that they like to stop in front of their pits, and that's where they have their pit stops for each of them. And I had the pit walls here. I took this apart thinking I was going to come through here, but then I changed my mind and worked my way right through here. So I'm going to set this back up so it doesn't even disrupt that. That was really it. It worked its way around and right through all that back there, and no disruption. So it's a nice, easy setup, and I've jotted down what I've done here, so this way next time I could just rebuild it anytime I want. Just takes a couple of minutes to work your way through and put it all together. Scalextric track is really nice and easy to set up. So that was fun. And now I'm having some fun running some analog cars. And starting with these Scalextric, the Fast and the Furious cars, which are amazing. I am so happy that they have done this. And there's another one yet to come, and there may be more in the future, but these were the two that I really want. The Brian and the Dom. Beautiful cars, beautiful work they've done with them, and they run so nice. And so I'm going to take that around. We'll give it a little spin around the track to see how it goes. Nice running car. and just enjoying the cars, going around the track. No need to race, and just enjoying having a nice drive with them. And I took out some other cars of different brands just to see how they run on the Scalextric track. Here's an analog Evolution car from Carrera, and as you can see, it's got the black guide on it, not the any kind of Frankenslot guide. I'm not sure if those will fit on the Scalextric, but so here we go. Very nice running car. So Carrera Evolution cars work really well on this track, and you can have a nice fun time with them. Of course, I can always get one of those Omni slot boxes and, hook things up here to make this one of those switch to digital and analog. But for as most of the time, I like to run digital when we have people over. I love the digital experience. My grandkids are the main ones who are here, and they absolutely love the digital. And so I don't think I can really go to analog. Analog would just be a for me experience, and that's kind of what I'm doing here, just for me, just to drive some cars that I don't have to modify to make digital. Here's the new MR slot car Corvette, the C1, and yeah, so this car I have to watch it with. It's very fast. Beautiful runner. And also here's a Revo slot, a Datsun, a BRE Datsun. Just having a lot of fun with these cars. It's great to just go analog, just to have that nice experience and enjoy the cars for what they are. And I could spend all day here. I could spend days at a time here, just enjoying it. Here's an NSR. Love that Coca-Cola livery. My wife is going to be happy about this setup because she fell in love with this car when this came in. She said, "Oh, I want that to be my car." And I said, "It's not digital. You can't run it on the digital track. I'm not going to equip it. I don't have the box for it. So this is how we have to do it." I could drive better than this, I promise. When I don't have a phone in my hand. And yeah, so you can run virtually any kind of analog car on this Scalextric track, and it's nice and a little narrower than the Carrera. I started doing this with my extra Carrera track that we usually set up on the floor when we want to have some fun out in the living room with the Carrera track, but it's just so wide, and that would require having to tear through some of this whatever minimal scenery I have up here, and it was just too much worth the effort to do all that. I was like, let me just try the Scalextric, and Scalextric works fine. The only issue is when you try to run, here's a Carrera Go, and trying to run this 1/43rd scale, the guide blade, that pin or blade or whatever that's called, is not going to fit within that. Fits nicely in the Carrera, but not in the Scalextric. So that's a problem. So my solution there is, from time to time, I'll set up a Carrera Go track, and just the same kind of way, same kind of track, or maybe I'll go and do the Go track to go over that overpass up there and come back around and just have a big oval, or maybe come back around through, because the Go track can allow you to do a lot more things, being tighter than the Scalextric and less wide. So yeah, there's a lot of options there. So Go is going to have to wait. And here's a Tyco HO car, which with the Scalextric, it does not work. It's kind of hit or miss. And the guide blades, the pickup shoes are a little too far away from the rails on either side. So the HO is not going to work with the Scalextric. It'll work with the Carrera Go though. So I could save HO cars for the Carrera Go when I have that track set up. I'll make a video sometime soon about Carrera Go cars and how they run on and HO cars on the Carrera Go track. But I do have an HO track in the garage, like you've probably seen, so that takes care of everything I need HO wise, and I really enjoy that. So just showing you what a nice byproduct of having to work around my Carrera digital slot card track with the new setup is that I can have this and have a lot of fun with this and not really have to move around anything and just really enjoy it. A couple of minutes to put together, a couple of minutes to take apart. I can do it every now and then whenever the urge hits me to run some analog cars and really enjoy them, such as this one. I'm really enjoying this car. And if you haven't picked up one of these Fast and the Furious cars from Scalextric, I urge you to do so because they are a lot of fun, very enjoyable. And thank you for watching, and I'm gonna run some more cars and just have fun today, and you have a great day. Take care.